My name is Edward Thomas, and my co-host is
Lindgren.
Oh, hey, Lynn.
Hi, Chipmunk.
Oh, we're just sitting here eating our nuts.
Nuts? No, I'm just eating my pastry.
I just had pastry with nuts.
I can see that. They're gone. You're nuts.
Wow. Wow, thank you. Gee whiz, I feel emasculated already. All right. Well, we're still trying to absorb you coming back from Germany. I feel like
old Germany.
I feel like Jesus talking to Lazarus back from the dead. You know,
I wasn't dead.
Yes, you were.
So Germany is a grave?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And I was all stinky.
Yes. Rotten to the core, like mushy.
I feel still that, you know, when I exited the airplane and I met with Bolin, my brother-in-law, picked us up, I told them, like, you know what? You guys got to help me. Like, pray for me and help me because I've been so rotten in Germany. Like, I need to get back on the path of righteousness.
No, I think it's too late. I think.
Hey, the Bible says it's never too late.
That bridge blew up.
Jesus said it's never too late to come back and repent.
He's always giving people a second chance.
I always need to get the point of repentance first.
Oh, really? You should have got it today if you'd been in the sermon. But you were like not at church today.
I was at church.
You were at church, but I didn't see you.
I had to go to Sunday school and help out.
Had to. Okay.
Yes, I had to.
Just because we got like 1,000 kids at Sunday school doesn't mean anyone has to help out.
Mm-hmm. I didn't sign up either for Sunday school.
Yeah, but you were there.
I think next week I'm just going to bail because I told them I don't want to be scheduled until September because I need a break. And then I still show up here and help out like an idiot. I wanted a break. I wanted to just listen to a sermon and get my bread. But no
one made you go up to Sunday school. You did that all on your own.
Yeah, because I'm dumb.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I'm just here to tell you
I'm dumb for Jesus.
Oh, wow. He's so thankful.
That could also be like a thing on my t-shirt.
I know. That's another,
dumb for Jesus.
That's another saying from Mama Lynn. I'm dumb for Jesus. That's like Matilda. During the summertime when you were not here, we were with Matilda, and she said, we're talking about thinking and stuff, thinking deeply. She's I just don't think. I am.
Oh, didn't Plato say that? Or Socrates?
No, he says, I think, therefore
I am. Yeah, there you go.
But she's like, I don't think I understand.
Oh, okay, that's a misquote.
You think all day. Your body air. I was like,
that makes sense.
I'm like, that's a quote. That's a t-shirt quote right there.
Just stop thinking, guys. I don't want you guys to think.
Just be. So, but you're back. We're doing this whole series now. We're talking about you coming back to Sweden and all the life lessons you learned in Germany. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I ever want to live there now. I'm just terrified, you know.
I know. I've made this so untasteful.
But one of the things we were just talking about was like one of the things that you were going to miss from Germany, because we always talk about like how bad Germany's been and all the rotten people and the people at your first job who suck. You know, we all hate them. You know, we're gonna look at them on the day of judgment and it's like, oh!
You all hate them in how do you call it? In sympathy to me.
Yes.
Like, we hate them
because of Lynn.
Yeah.
It's like we don't have any proof. We just have what Lynn said. That's enough for us. You know?
It's true loyalty. Just run blind into the battle. Exactly. She said it's the enemy. Just kill them.
She said charge. So we all ran. We didn't even take our weapons. We just ran. That's okay.
Okay. So your question was what I will miss.
Yes.
Maybe. Obviously my friends. I actively try to recruit a lot of people to Sweden.
I sure hope they show up. Like, show up at this church and just start, like, you know, helping out.
You guys come and help out.
Exactly.
Because you're not needed at your churches.
Exactly.
You're needed at our churches.
Exactly. They don't need you. We appreciate you when you come and help us.
No, they also appreciate other places. Yeah. I told you that it was the choices. There were so many things you could choose. There was not just... Because I think that in Sweden, the choices are very limited.
Yes, they are.
But in Germany, compared to Germany, you have way more choices, way more utbud. Like the selection is way bigger. When it comes to activities, when it comes to eating, clothing, groceries, whatever. You have so much more to choose from, which on one hand is really nice.
I love it because of all the extra turkey products in Germany. And they have like really good turkey. They have like turkey sausages. They have so many good turkey things.
Because there are so many Muslims over there.
Is that why they have so much? Yeah. I never thought about that. Yes. I just was so happy that Germans like turkey.
They have halal everything.
I'm like, why Sweden? It's like it's just across the water. Come on.
There's so much halal everything.
And it says halal.
Halal. Yeah. So there are so many selections for everything. But on the other hand, also, they have a lot of, like they put a lot of responsibility on you. Because in Sweden, you, as a citizen, put a lot of faith into the government to fix stuff for you.
Got to do everything for you.
But in Germany, it's the other way around. You got to fix a lot of things for yourself.
But that's so surprising because I always thought like in every European country, because of socialism, that basically everyone is spoon-fed here and a bunch of softies. But Germany reminds me in some way of things like in America.
A lot of things are like America. For example, the federal state thing in Germany.
Oh, yeah.
That's an American thing.
Exactly.
That they introduced, which is a bit dumb. It's like a bit like America, but way smaller.
Yes.
On a much smaller scale and a bit more socialism because East Germany used to be communist. Yes, yeah. So you still have this kind of mixture. But a lot of Eastern Germans actually don't feel like they really belong to the others. Yeah, because you still sometimes call them the new federal states. Like if you want, because there are so many things that are clumped together because they deal with the same issues or the same trends in those federal states. So you call them the new federal states because they were included into the German Republic.
Okay.
So it's not the other way around. It's like you always talk about the reunification.
Right.
But reunification somehow sounds like it's equal.
Right.
But it wasn't really equal because they went into East Germany. Yeah. They deliberated the people in the country.
Right.
But it wasn't equal. They just like changed the old system to the Western system. Yeah. Most of the industries and jobs just collapsed fully.
Wow.
And obviously people were demoralized just after the war because they're probably suddenly they're out of jobs. They have a totally new system and they were spoon-fed with socialism. And suddenly they are overwhelmed with all those choices, with all those things you got to make decisions on. You have to choose between a lot of... I worked in the pharmacy, and they have so many insurances, so many different insurances. And in Sweden, you have one, Försäkringskassan. So the people in Eastern Germany, when I said, well, in Sweden, you only have one, they're like, oh, just like in the GDR. Like, they felt like, oh, this is how it used to be. Like, so many things when I tell about Sweden, like, this is how it used to be.
They
like,
realize how communistic Sweden really is.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, this is how we grew up, or like the older generations. This is how it was in the GDR, blah, blah, blah.
You're so communist. Oh, wow.
So I think it's problematic because you can see now the political trend in Germany. Like the Eastern countries really vote for far right. Like far right.
They're like, let's get Hitler out of the grave.
So they're just like, get all the immigrants out. And then even those who are of German passport, just get rid of them, you know?
Wow.
Remove their citizenship and get rid of them. There are a lot of things that are bothersome. And then in the West, it's different because they have dealt with immigrants much longer, so they are more used to seeing them.
Right.
Because I was shocked when I first moved to Germany again. It's like, where all those immigrants come from? Like, I'm an immigrant myself, but I never saw myself like this. And now, like, everywhere.
Lynn?
And I was just confused.
Lynn, let me tell you a secret.
Yeah?
You're not white.
I'm the right kind of immigrant.
Oh, are you really the right kind of immigrant?
Yeah.
Okay.
People never complain about the Asians coming to their countries, working their butts
Sweden,
off.
They do.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, we Asians just get lots of money, stay quiet, don't be involved. There you go.
Wow. That's why we don't see a lot of Asian politicians in Europe.
No. There was Philipp Rösler. He was the vice president or chancellor, I don't remember, in Germany. But he was a Vietnamese adopted by a German family.
Oh, we can't count him.
Why not? In our home... and somehow all the Asians, they either gravitate to the Social Democrats or the liberals. But they don't go for the conservatives.
That's interesting.
Like even they have like I think it's the 1st or the 3rd of September in my federal state, Saxon. They have a big parliament election, and they have all the how do you call the election posts?
Yeah.
Posters, and one of them was like for the FDP, which is the Liberal Party, and there was a Vietnamese guy. His name was Huy Bui. I mean,
why are you laughing?
Because
Huy Bui.
Because I pronounced it like you would if you are not native speaker. But I think
if you were a native speaker, what would you say?
I don't know. I don't see the pronunciation signs because it's written in German. So there are no pronunciation signs. So I don't know which tone it's but I mean, the last name is Bui.
Okay,
Bui.
so it is Bui.
Yeah, but the first one, like, it could be Hui. Like, I don't know. Hui Bui. I think that was, like, couldn't he have, like, chosen another...
Hui Bui. I'm going to vote for a Hui Bui.
I mean, yeah, it's catchy and easy, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I will miss the choices. I was very blessed that, I mean, Nomi got into the private Christian school.
Yeah.
Although they said there's usually a really long waiting list. And also with the kindergarten. Mm. And the funny thing is, the boss of the kindergarten, she usually goes to Sweden for vacation. So she somehow remembered us. Maybe we jumped the line. I don't know.
Yeah, she's like, oh, Swedish people, we want them in our school.
Yeah, but that was really nice. Yeah. So that was like the choices we had.
Yeah.
And also music school.
Because choices in Sweden. I mean, it's better than it was when I moved here 28 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's still quite lacking.
Limited, yeah. Because I think it's also that people don't want this capitalistic thing. I think in Sweden it's hard to start a business.
It's hard to start anything in Sweden.
The government does not want you to do anything by yourself.
Just collect that big social and
you know, my brother, when I told my brother about my salary here, he was disappointed. He's like, you know what? My colleague, he's just started working. He earns this and this and this. Oh, I'm really surprised you say that. That's just so low. And I'm like, you know what? I earn more than 5,000 more than my last job in Sweden. Like, I left the country. I came back and earned 5,000 more Swedish crowns more than what I did when I left. Yeah. I mean, that's good, isn't it? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I guess. I think he lived in the West for too long.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, I earned okay by working part-time in Germany. I think when it comes to money, you get more money in Germany.
So I like that. And you pay less taxes.
You pay less tax, but you also pay more other things. Like in Sweden, I don't almost pay nothing for kids at school. Yeah. Only for like the after school activities or after school, and daycare is really cheap. Because they're covered by the taxes, and school supply, like we don't have to buy any school supplies. No. But for Nomi, when she was in Germany, we had to pay for the lunch, we had to pay school fee, we have to pay all the school supplies from books to pens to pencils to everything. Really? Yes.
Oh my! I wish we could do that here because here our students don't pay for anything.
So they destroy
if they destroy a book or destroy stuff, you can't make them pay for it.
I would.
Because the law in Sweden is like everything has to be free.
But if they destroy it,
you can't make them pay for anything. It's got to be free.
That's just
I'm like
that's just not okay.
I'm like, but even no responsibility.
But it makes no sense because even in Germany, when I grew up, we would get the books borrowed from the school, and we had to write down like what book it is, or your name, your class, and so on, and the date, the school year, and then if we would give it back and the book had anything like issue, we had to pay for it if it was really bad.
When I grew up in America, you had to, if you destroyed a book, a bill came to your parents.
Yeah, you gotta pay for it.
You'll be paying for it
physically.
Yes, you're gonna earn some lickings for that book. But now the students don't have to pay for. I mean, I think I told you before, like I bought these aluminum clipboards. in the music room.
They broke them.
Within 3 months. They were brand new last year. They already had holes in them. They had cut them up. They had destroyed them. They bent them. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you destroy property? Yeah. And I couldn't do anything about it.
I would just be so disappointed. Would tell them, like, you know what, guys? This just makes me lose trust in you. Like, faith.
Like, what do you mean? And everyone's like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I'm
so tired.
You guys know what you did.
Yes.
Like, don't play with me. I'm not stupid. That means we can't do anything fun anyway. Like, ever. Because I don't trust you guys.
Well, that's what I told them. But I was told, well, you can't really do that, Ed.
Yes, you can.
No, they have a right to an education.
Yeah.
And so,
but it doesn't mean that you have to make it fun.
Oh, yes, because then they complain to their parents. Parents complain to the rector. The rector complains to me.
Then I would say, mitt uppdrag är att lära ut. Mitt uppdrag är inte att lära åt dem.
No, that's not actually true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
You can't learn it for them.
Yes.
How do you learn it for them?
I'm supposed to give them the questions to the test with the answers and then give them the test.
Oh, but then I would make a really big question bank and tell them, there's 100 questions.
No, you have to separate out which questions are for the E grade.
Yeah, you could do that.
I was like, it's so much work to spoon feed them, and they're still not studying. Oh, but you must have made the questions too hard for them.
No.
They are not applying themselves. They're not doing the work.
Can't you just like make a lot? So they're easy ones, but they're just a lot. So either way, gonna learn something.
They're not gonna learn.
Maybe it's not about quality anymore. It's just about quantity. Just feed them with really simple questions, like 10 at a time.
Wow. What's your name? What's your address? Some of them would not be able to answer that. Are you alive or dead? They will check. Not sure. It's like, okay, whatever.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, so you missed the choice in Germany. Miss making all that extra stole out of your money, you know.
But money's not everything. Because people are like, why don't you stay in Germany? You can make more money here. I'm like, it's not worth it.
Wow.
Like all the bureaucracy I had to go through, all the hoops I had to jump through.
Did you get everything fixed before you left?
In what way?
You were waiting for your license.
Yeah, I got my license in March.
Okay.
So I got paid the right amount for April, May, June, July.
Okay. Okay.
So I have a pharmacy license in Germany and Sweden now.
Wow, you're so international. You're like a multinational corporation.
You know what? I felt like just to get the license in Germany was like a whole degree itself. Like the pain of getting all those papers, the stress, the calling, the being rude to administration just to get them moving, working my nepotism. Like I knew people who knew people who knew people at the agency.
Wow.
So when the people from the inspection came to the pharmacy, or it was like the grossist, the wholesale part, they have heard about me. Like they didn't know it was me, but then we talked afterwards, and then they said, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "Yeah, it's me."
Wow.
It's really funny when I say I'm from Sweden. Then they look at me because they look so Asian.
Yeah.
It's the same reaction when when they say, "Oh, I'm from Germany." In Sweden, they're like, but in Sweden they're much better at faking it. Like, yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
But in Germany, they're like, huh? But where are you really from?
Your mama. Ask her.
I'm actually from the hospital here in this city. So, yeah, I tell people. Because my other friend, in the beginning, she forgot that I was born and raised in that city. Yeah. So if when she would drive me home or somewhere, she would like give me a little sightseeing tour. She's like, oh, this is this. And have you been there? I'm like, yes, I grew up here. I was like, oh, sorry, I forgot. I keep telling you stuff. I forgot that you come from here. And she's American. She's American.
I would have slapped her.
She's American, so it's okay.
Wow, because Americans are dumb, huh?
No, I didn't say that. Yeah, she's very smart. She's very nice, and she's very smart. She came and helped out us moving, and her husband too. Like,
but they came up here.
No, they came to our house there. And I told her, I hope she and her husband can come when I have my graduation ceremony in September 28th when we have our anniversary. But I also
really
no, but it's at the university building. It's during the day. It's like at 2 in the afternoon or something.
I can do that.
No, you don't have to do that. I mean,
I want to be there.
Okay, if you want to be
there. I
there.
don't care about those other fake friends you have. I'm your real fake friend.
Your real fake friend. Wow, you're so mean. She's not my friend. She's actually a good friend.
Yeah, we'll find out.
She's the friend I also try to recruit.
You can only have one American friend, and you know who that better be. I kill all the other ones, so you won't have a choice.
Oh, Alexia, run. Oh, her husband, she's German, and she introduced him to shooting with the guns. So he likes shooting now in Germany, and he wants to go to Sweden to go shooting.
Shooting at what?
Shooting you.
He's like, I hear you have lots of black people in Sweden.
She's black. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
You just killed my joke. It was so funny.
It's not.
It was.
Oh, it's this victim mentality. Oh, it's because I'm black.
It's because I'm black. Everyone wants to shoot me.
Yeah.
Yes. That's how I feel every day. I walk to the house, I have to look both ways.
But we're in Sweden now. It doesn't matter what color you are. Everyone gets shot.
Exactly. They blow you up anyway just for being, let's blow them up.
So, yeah.
Okay. So you're going to miss some things about Germany.
I also going to miss the violin teacher that Nomi had because she was from the former UdSSR.
Okay.
So she has different methods. Let's say it like this.
Yes.
Expectations.
Nomi came home with bloody hands.
No.
Like, you will play the violin. He's like, I don't want you. She's like, what did you say to me? Give me your finger.
No. But she was really excited about Nomi. She was really sad that Nomi was leaving. And she's, please keep me updated about her progress, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, Nomi has so much potential. She will play so beautifully. You should never let her stop, even if she doesn't want to pursue it as a career. Like, it will give her so much. It is so important.
Wow.
But she was really, really nice. Like, yeah.
Maybe we should get her to come here.
No, she has...
teach violin here.
She had a tough life. Like, her husband has died of cancer. One of her sons died really early, also of cancer. Like, 28 or something. Here. She has grandchildren to look after. 60-something.
Oh, no. We can't take anyone older than 35.
But she's really nice. But she had such a traumatic life also. Like, losing a child, losing your husband.
That's pretty bad.
It's like
that's tough.
Moving from another country, from the UdSSR to Germany, and having a son, having weird relations with women and producing children with several women, and then they're fighting, and she's worried about the grandchildren because the other partners having new partners, the ex-partners having new partners, and how this affects the kids. And it's really funny because she's a violin teacher and she has one grandchild. I don't know. She said he wants to play the violin. He's quite small, like he's 4. And she's like, because she's the grandma and the violin teacher, but she can't teach her grandson because she would be like, oh, why are you playing like this? Like she wouldn't be able to control herself. So there's another teacher teaching the boy. Yeah. And she's just like, it's just terrible. It's just pain. It's just so painful. So for me, it was just funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
But now you're in Sweden.
Yeah.
What are you afraid of here?
Afraid?
I guess, anything like, I hope this doesn't happen to me now that I'm in Sweden. Or I know it's a stupid. I just have to ask the question. I'm sorry. I know it's a stupid question. I know where we're at, but our listeners don't know.
I've gone through so much crap the past year. No, I will not say it because I don't want to jinx it.
Wow, really? You have to say it now. Now we have to.
No, I don't know. I think I am work traumatized. I am concerned that I will have any kind of resembled experience from my first job in Germany. Like being here. I am kind of like traumatized by this. So now when I'm going to a new job, I'm like, I feel much less confident than what I used to be. Wow. Because what if I'm too much? What if they're going to complain? What if I'm too dumb? What if I'm this? What if that? Like, I never used to be this self-conscious after I moved to Sweden. But now when I'm back in Germany and I go back, it's like I get this flashbacks, like PTSD.
You were in Germany for a long time.
1 year.
Yeah. And so I can understand coming back to Sweden and feeling that way. Because Germany changed you, girl.
Yeah. I feel like I have PTSD when it comes to work. I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they will not hate me. Please don't fire me.
Wow. You got it bad.
Yeah.
I never worry about things like that.
Because you haven't been working in the States for a year and then coming back to Sweden again.
True. But my brother, I told you that. My brother said if I can go to the States and start preaching. I'm thinking like, but can I just like leave on Thursday night, preach for the weekend, and then come back?
Yeah, who's going to pay for that?
They will.
Who's they?
The churches. They got moolah.
And you think they would do that? To listen to you?
Well, obviously when I'm speaking English outside of cross culture, I'm quite eloquent and inspiring and...
Inspire. But why would they invite you from Sweden? They have plenty of preachers in the U.S.
They don't have anyone. They want any black guy from Sweden. I'm a unicorn.
But you are not a black guy from Sweden. You are a black American who came from America to Sweden. No going back.
I'm a black guy from Sweden. When they hear about it's Pastor
when they
Edward
hear
Thomas
about your idiot friend, they will recruit him instead for you. No. Yes.
No, every American that met him, everyone's like, why are you so friends with him? Everyone thinks he's way too crazy. He's off the grid.
Are you the only African American in Sweden who's a priest?
Yes.
Are you the only African American who works in a church like this?
Like in a state church in another country? Nah. My friend Scotty, he's in Dutch Reform and he's in Belgium now.
But not in Sweden. I mean, you're talking Sweden.
In Sweden, no. I think I'm the only one.
Okay.
I've never met I met one American. Well, I met an American, shook her head then.
James Starr. But he works as a teacher. Yes,
he
professor.
He works at the university. So I mean, at Johanna Lund at the theological school. So he's never actually. He's not ordained. And he's only done like AFS. So he's never done he got ordained a couple of years ago.
Really?
But he's never worked like as a priest in the Church of Sweden. So
okay.
So and he's not African American, but in case.
But he's American.
In case you're wondering.
I've met James. I had classes with him. So yes.
Obviously, you don't know what he looks like.
I look into the inside of people. I don't reduce them to the color of their skin.
I do. Okay.
I don't see color. I'm colorblind.
You're just blind.
Well, that's why we can be friends. Roast!
Wow, you can get Lynn out of Germany, but you can't get Germany out of Lynn. Obviously.
I told you in the last podcast, it's my dad and my mom.
I know.
They gave me the roast. Ooh. They roasted me gently throughout the years. So my skin is so thick, I can just produce any roast at any time or any day. Any person, just like if I release the roast, I cannot stop.
24/7 roasting. Just I should pay you money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please that's why I told you I should start a program or a YouTube channel where I just roast. Mama Lynn's roasting.
Oh. Okay, maybe we have to do that one. That's more important than Sunday school.
Exactly. That's why the kids learn something.
Oh, exactly. They'll learn how to roast. I learned to say this to you, Mom, from Lynn. That Lynn, I'm going to wash her mouth out with soap. I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something.
We were talking about what I will miss from Germany. So it was my friends. It was the selection of the choices.
And the money.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I missed that, but I think I get used to being poor again. So it's fine. Won't.
Once you've tasted the good side, you don't want to go back to the cheap side.
My husband is very economical. So
cheap. He's like a little chicken. Cheap.
Jonas, he was like, who did I talk to? My brother, I think. Yeah. And I usually talk to you. I was like, you know what? I want you to make more money. You know, like, I don't like it. I'm your wife and I make more money than you. Like, come on, you have to like catch up, blah, blah. He's like, it doesn't matter. It's not about money. I'm like, yes, it is. Like, at some point, you can't fall behind that much because I don't want to be the primary breadwinner, blah, blah. And then I talked to my brother, and he was talking about his friends who make so much money, blah, blah. I'm like, and I said, like, to him, because it was that context, like, but not everything is about money. And then you was like, but you always talk about money. You always say that you have to, like, earn more money. And now you say it doesn't matter about money. I'm like, dude, we're talking about his situation. He's comparing German salary to our salary in Sweden. I'm comparing my salary to your Swedish salary. That's a different kind of breed. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
That's
but yeah,
funny.
I think maybe also because in Germany there is a bit more pressure from the outside. So I feel like I don't have to do as much there when it comes to schooling the kids.
Really?
Than in Sweden. I feel like in Sweden I really have to be a tiger mom. But in Germany, the school is the tiger for you.
Yeah, but I think that isn't that the teachers have more power in the classroom still in Germany.
I think they're much more disciplined. I mean, for example, in Sweden, I think every school has so many teachers per kid. Like the number of adult per kids is so low. But in Germany, Nomi's class was like 24 kids. There was one teacher. One.
Ooh.
One. And that's like standard.
But that's like me and my music classes are like that.
Yeah, but this is second grade. First and second grade.
I don't know how the
primary school.
Yeah.
But Nomi, for example, they are one class. I think it's like 13 kids, and it's one teacher. 13 kids.
Really?
And it's one teacher, and then they switch. Wow. They switch around the classes and the groups, and they started a new thing where it's not like in class. They don't teach everything in class all the time, but they have subgroups, and depending on how well or how much help you need, you're switching those groups, so you can really individualize.
Oh my gosh.
And like if you're in the dummy group, you get dummy things, so you can manage that. And if you're in the not dummy group, you get more advanced stuff.
Wow. But that's good.
Yeah, I like that too.
I wish I could do that in music, so.
Can't you do that?
No.
Why not? Aren't you the only music teacher?
Yeah, but it's not my schedule that determines the schedule. So I mean, it's not my subject that determines the schedule. So the schedules are determined after.
Why not?
Because the core subjects are English, Swedish, and math.
Yeah.
So they do those schedules first, and then everything else has to
fit around
that. So
yeah.
And then my schedule always has to coincide, has to be the same as for the other aesthetic subjects. So
build.
No, mostly home ec, so hemkunskap.
Home economics.
Yeah. So that usually me and the home economics teacher have the same
schedule.
And then sometimes Build will have it's like the art teacher will also have the same thing. So
you're all bunched, but you're such a nerd. But then you work in aesthetics.
I was like, you have so much theory all the time. I'm like, I'm a nerd. Why do you expect me to teach?
Dancing your name like in the Waldorf school. But
now I'm almost done with my book. Well, the first couple of pages at least.
Your book, your own music book for Swedish music class.
Like if we can get it like reformed and everything, put up really well, it might become the book. The school might decide to print it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, do I get my cut? It's my book.
Yeah, you're the author. You're the author, so.
I want some credit. Okay.
But remember to put in all the references.
But it would be really. I know I didn't do that.
Then you should do it.
I know, but it's so much work. I'm like,
well, if you earn money from it,
most of it's in my head, so most of it I haven't taken from anyone. The hardest thing are the pictures.
Yeah,
because some things I just cannot produce on any of my music programs.
Just write in the AI. Get the AI make the pictures for you. You can. There are lots of AI tools where you can write in what the picture should do, and then you can let it generate it. Then you don't. Then you can just take the AI as your reference, and you don't have to ask some other
AI. It's me.
Yeah, there you go. Just helps you there.
There you go.
That's why my last class at university was AI in drug development.
Really? Wow.
Had you learned those stuff from AI, how AI works and the different systems? And I'm like, but I got VG on it. I don't know how, but okay.
Wow.
Because while doing the assignments, I just asked the AI, so can you explain this for me? And then it explained it for me. I'm like, okay. So I asked the AI how to explain itself, so it explained it to me, and then I learned this.
Okay, is AI in Germany any better than AI in Sweden?
What you mean?
I don't know. I just assume they would have some kind of German version of ChatGPT, and it would be
Germany is in the digital medieval ages. They still use fax.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's stupid. That's just
like they started with e-prescriptions this January.
Wow.
And you still need to have your insurance card to bring it to us. Like you have to first bring it to the doctor's office, and then they load it on the card. But the card is actually just the key. They load it into the cloud, and then they have to bring the card to the pharmacy. Yeah. If they forget the card, they screwed, because we cannot access the cloud. We cannot access anything without that card. Really? So we have to put the card into the card reader, and then it will pop up. And the thing is, this prescription, all prescriptions are just valid for 28 days.
Really?
And they're only written like for one uttag, like one.
So every time you need a refill, you have to go back to the doctors.
Once a quarter, you have to go to the doctors so they can read in your card. And then they can theoretically by phone just like refill it, and then you have to bring your card to the pharmacy to. And the thing is, like in my pharmacy I cannot access what the other pharmacy has given you.
So you can go around every pharmacy like
no. The prescription will be filled, so it is removed from your card. But the thing is, I cannot check if you've been to 5 doctors and got the same prescription. Because they cannot see from the other doctors. So, there is no central thing.
If I need epinephrine, I can go to 5 different doctors.
And if they're willing, they will prescribe it to you. And you can go to 5 different pharmacies and just get it.
And then I can make...
Because you are not in the system. Because Germany is obsessed with data security. Like they're obsessed with data security. So you cannot share, or no one can share any data about anyone at any time. So you can go to pharmacy A, get the prescription, but you usually go to pharmacy B, but pharmacy B will never have the information. So we can't even check for interactions, side effects, or anything. Only with the drugs that you have picked up from pharmacy B. But if you have ever gone to pharmacy A, we have no idea that you've done that.
Wow.
It's the same with doctors' journals. Yeah. They don't have access to their own journal. They have to go to the doctor and ask them for a printout. And they usually write stuff by hand.
No.
Yes. Like by hand.
So they're going to give you a copy of your journal. It's going to be handwritten.
Yeah. If you're lucky, you might be already in a digital system. But at our pediatrician, it was all handwritten still. And then they put it into the system. So when we asked for the journal, because we wanted to bring it here, they just like print out all the codes, what diagnosis was, but they didn't write anything else, just the codes for diagnosis. Like, okay.
That's crazy.
But even like you couldn't even, there was no list of the kid's name or any other information, no phone numbers, no nothing. Like you couldn't access any other parent if they haven't given you the number. If you wanted to reach another parent, and there were not any WhatsApp group or any, like there was not even a mail list or anything. Like everything was everything was data security. Like you could not access anyone at any time, anywhere.
And here, everything is so open.
Everything is on the World Wide Web.
Like, I mean, here in Sweden, you can check up your neighbors, how much they make, where they work.
But your neighbors will know that you checked, though.
Oh, really? Do they know that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Really?
So if you check your neighbors will get a notification. Edward Thomas did check your salary.
Okay. Wow. Is that why they stopped talking to me last week?
You could have just asked them.
I'm like, but you can't ask people how much money they make in Sweden.
You could, if you want to be socially isolated,
No,
you could.
You check it on the internet. I mean, it's all there. So let's see how people were taxed. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that
we need to finish.
An interesting conversation about Germany. Okay, so our future podcasts. I mean, now we've had a few podcasts talking about you coming back to Germany.
Yeah.
What other kind of things do you think we're going to talk about in the future? Got any plans for the fall?
For fall, I think what always is a hot topic is people's relationships, how they deal with each other.
Yeah, that's true.
I wanted to ask one of our special ed teachers to come, and maybe we could have a series with her.
I am special ed. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can ask her how to deal with you.
She wouldn't know. I'd break her. Give me 5 minutes alone in the room with her.
No, but crying, we could. I think that would be a good idea. I also was thinking, what about inviting different professions and ask them how...
So we can grill them? I mean...
How does them being a Christian influence their profession and their professional life?
Okay, so like next week, we're going to bring in a Christian stripper.
Yeah, if you know anyone, sure.
Okay.
And remember to not be judgy.
I would never...
Wipe that face off your face.
I would never judge that loose person like that.
That loose person? The hoe.
I would never say that. No, there's no judgment here. But you know where she's going.
Gosh. No, but yeah, we'll okay. I mean, we'll have a lot.
It'd be really good to have like different people who are Christians and maybe working in areas where, like, you know, we have a friend who works in the finance department. That would be really interesting to have someone who's a Christian who's working in an area where you don't think a Christian would work. Or
maybe as a doctor. Let's not narrow ourselves down like what professions. I think we should.
No, I think we should just be free. Whatever comes to us.
Whoever comes to us.
Whenever they come to us.
So if you're, you might happen to be a Christian and you want to be on our podcast.
Yes.
Even if you're from abroad, let us know, and we can set up a Zoom or something.
That would be nice. We can do that.
So we can
be all accommodating, inclusive, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there are people from all over the world listening to us. And I think it would be really interesting because maybe your home country or your work situation is very interesting and you want to share it with the whole wild world. So let us know.
Yes, because we're connected. Well, this year we like to make it to 300,000 followers. Only you can help us with that. Force your family and friends and guilt them into signing up.
If you don't know how, we can make a podcast about how to guilt people.
We can teach you. We have the master here. I'm just her Padawan.
It's okay, little Padawan.
Okay, master.
I was just joking. You should be better by now. There you go, the guilt.
Wow.
So many years I have poured into you.
I'm sorry. I'm immune to it. I don't really listen to you anyway. I just hear buzz.
Thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for listening. Oh, I just said the same thing you said. Yes.
See.
But we'll see you next time we see you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or ideas, please send us a message to fikaforlife@mail.com. Fika, F-I-K-A. This was the Fika for Life podcast with Linh and Edward Thomas, and we hope to hear you again.